Hello everybody. Right, I'm just gonna go and quickly check that this is working 100%. I don't know why that's happening. I'm hearing a bit of a noise. So I'll go and see if I can work out what the problem is there. Don't know if that fixes it or not. For some reason yeah, okay, right, we're good. So hello everybody. Welcome to another stream. The thumbnail's a little bit weird. I don't know why it's like that. And oh. Don't know why it's like that. Right, I'm just gonna go and quickly promote the stream. Is it plugged in properly? I think so. So I'm just quickly promoting the stream and then I'll be with you guys. Let me just quickly go and get it uploaded. Oh, and I'll get some tunes on in the background. Don't know if you guys can hear that well enough. Let me have a look. Right, that's output. I'll turn up a little bit maybe. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right, hang on. And then something like me. I hate it when Instagram does this. Hang on. Miami was unexpected. Didn't McLaren? I didn't think McLaren would ever get a win again. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Um, yeah. Uh, Sean, I was quite surprised by it as well. Not Miami qualifying. Imola qualifying. Qualifying starts in about 10 minutes, guys. So I'm just getting everything set up on my end, and then I'll be with you guys. I'm just gonna check very quickly again that there isn't a noise. I'm just gonna check very quickly again that there isn't a noise. There is a bit of a noise, so I don't know what that's all about, but turn the volume down. Maybe is that better? Hang on, there. What I might do is I might. Is it working now? I think it's okay. Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, there we go. It's okay now. I was sitting at the wrong angle, I think. Right. I'm just gonna go and get my stream up, and then I'll be able to watch it while looking at chat. We'll just get everything sort of perfect. Hello, everybody that's watching. I'm just getting everything set up. We've got 10 minutes until the start of qualifying. Of course, FP3 was very interesting because, first of all, Sergio Perez crashed towards the end of the session, so we don't know if. Well, you'll probably be able to compete because it was only front wing damage that he got. And in at the end of the session, Fernando Alonso crashed apparently. I didn't see anything, but apparently he crashed. I saw that like an Aston Martin was up on like a truck, like a trailer or something like that, and it had like a really broken tire, but I didn't realize Alonso had actually crashed. I thought it was Stroll because obviously you kind of assume it's Stroll in that case. Because Alonso doesn't really make mistakes very often, so I'm just going to go and very quickly tweet that live, and then I'll be with you guys. There we go. Okay. Right, I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna be muted for a sec. Which one is this? This one, isn't it? Alright, I'm gonna be muted for a sec, guys, so give me a sec. Hang on. Why is there so many problems going on with my stuff right now? Right, it's about to start. Just give me a sec, guys. Is that better? Right, there we go. Hopefully. Hang on a sec. There we go. I don't know, why is there microphone problems? I think my computer's busted or something. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but there's like a reverberation. Huh. I think it's only me that's getting the problems. Anyway. Hello everybody. Right, so of course we've got F1 qualifying, and here's a look at some famous, I'll go and adjust that. Oh. Here are some notable winners around the Emilia-Romagna, around the Imola circuit. I've got some of these stats up, but not all of them are correct, such as the top speed and the full throttle thing. I'll have to go and change that later. So what I'll do is I'll remove that for now, but I will bring it back later. So there's the Imola circuit, of course. Hang on, I think there's probably best. I don't know if you guys can still hear the reverberation or not. Hang on, I think there's probably best. You can't. It's only me that hears it. Must be a problem with my headset then. There we go. So yeah, Crofty's not here this weekend. Instead we got Harry Benjamin. I think the podcast he used to be on actually follows me, I think. I'm not sure though. Yeah, I'm actually going to go and check that. Do they still follow me? Anyway, qualifying's about to start in a minute. So here we've got some stats about the Emilia-Romagna circuit. And tomorrow I am going to be joined by a special guest whose name is quite similar to the actual circuit itself, which is quite funny. The actual Grand Prix title, I should say, itself. So that's quite interesting. But hello everybody that's watching. Qualifying is about to begin, and I want to hear what you guys' predictions are in the chat. I've got my own predictions. I don't think it's going to be a Red Bull pole. I'm going to be very optimistic about it as well. What's this? Bro, why Juventus have sacked Allegri as their manager? Like, honestly, I don't even know anymore. Anyway, hello to the 4 people watching. F1 qualifying is about to begin. Look at that, I can just adjust it with a click of a couple buttons. So yeah, at the moment, as you guys can see in the standings, Red Bull lead 239 points, Ferrari on 187, McLaren on 124, Mercedes on 64, Aston Martin on 42, Cash App Racing Bulls on 19, or Carb as they're known as. I think that's what, no, V-Carb is what they're known as, sorry, V-Carb. Haas are on 7 points, and then Alpine, of course, scored their first points this season last time out in Miami, or point this season last time out in Miami. They got a point with Esteban Ocon, as you can see on the right there. He has scored 1 point this season. Apologies if you can't see Haas's. I kind of have to stick to that because it's the only colour that fits them that isn't used by the other teams. So the colour coordination is a little bit bad for Haas because you can't see it for some of the time. So if you can't see it, I'll just tell you, Nico Hulkenberg's on 6 points and Kev Magnussen's on 1 point. There you go. So yeah, F1 qualifying has begun. And, well, no, sorry, it hasn't yet. Now it has. And the timer has officially gone. 18 minutes to go in the session. I bet you 5... no, Sean, we're not betting money here. We're not betting money. Max is going to win, although having said that, McLaren's upgrade might give him the win again. I mean, we'll see. We will see. But first of all, we got Q1, which is arguably the easiest to sort of sort out. I'll go and move my camera, not my camera, sorry, my microphone along. Also, we'll get that on to improve the lighting a little bit. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think Q1 will probably be a little bit predictable, and that is, Williams, Kick, and maybe the Alpines, maybe even a Haas, maybe even a V-Carb will end up out. But I think we can guarantee it that there'll be at least one team from the bottom two that hasn't scored yet this season that will definitely get knocked out, unless something absolutely shocking happens. Although with that being said, Fernando Alonso might not take part in qualifying today due to his car having a little oopsie, let's just say, in practice. He had a little oopsie in practice in FP3, which was just 2 hours ago. Less than 2 hours ago, in fact, about an hour and a half ago. So Aston Martin have had an hour and a half to fix that car and get him on track. See, if this happened to MotoGP, the funny thing is in MotoGP, if that happens with 5 minutes to go in the session, sometimes the riders, depending on where they are in the circuit, have enough time to get back and end up on another bike and go for another lap after that, even if it's just an out lap. That which is crazy to me. I mean, I think F1 should have a MotoGP like kind of system where they do have spare cars. It does cost a lot, but Liberty are bringing in so much money. Surely, they can give more money and prize money to the teams, and surely, that they should have a specific budget for spare cars. I think the spare cars should come back because it makes it a bit more fun. Obviously, the spare car is not as quick as the main car, but it means that cars who have had incidents in qualifying, or in practice, or even even in certain stages of towards the end of qualifying or at the beginning of it, can come back and do another lap. I just think that's so much better. Because I know Formula 1, people counter that argument going, F1's for the best drivers, they shouldn't make mistakes. But the thing is the team are taking the brunt of it. And due to the amount of races that they're doing, they're getting exhausted by the amount of work they have to do. So my counter argument to that would be, they're having to go to 24 races a year across a 52-week year, and that means that there's several triple headers, because of course there is a 3 or 4 month break, so that's a good few weeks. That's as many as 16 weeks off, plus 3 or 4 weeks in the summer, so that's 20 weeks, and that leaves them with only 6 weeks off from March up until the mid-season break in August. And then from the end of August until the end of November or the beginning of December. So my counter argument to that would be, they're being overworked, including having to repair all the damage to all the cars. And I know it's their job, but they're being overworked. That's the only thing I'd say. But we've got our first times on the board, and that is Esteban Ocon's ahead of Lance Stroll. Lewis Hamilton's just climbed up into second. At the moment, the order is 7th Hülkenberg, 6th Gasly, 5th Sargent, 4th Magnussen, 3rd Stroll, 2nd Hamilton, and 1st is Ocon. So Ocon's put in a very good time there, half a second at least quicker than Gasly, his teammate. And he's even managed to beat Hamilton and Stroll. But here comes Carlos Sainz, and he's half a second down already on Ocon's time on mediums. And I wonder where Leclerc's going to be. Where's Leclerc going to be? Okay, Leclerc's a 10th up, so I think Sainz must have made a mistake. I wasn't properly watching it. I was checking what the timing screen was so I could see the order and tell you guys what the order was. But yeah, Gasly's 6 tenths down is on Ocon, his teammate, so he's got to try and work on that a little bit. Hülkenberg 3 tenths behind Magnussen as well, which is quite surprising considering how good Hülkenberg is in qualifying. But Sargent's time's been deleted, so he's going to have to go and do another lap, although he would have done anyway, because they always do at least 3 runs in qualifying. And the most notable person on track right now in terms of setting lap times is Alex Albon, although he is on soft tyres and the Ferraris are on mediums. As Sainz comes across the line, he goes 4th, 3.5 tenths down, although as I said he is on mediums. And Charles Leclerc is going to come across the line and he is going to set a 1 minute 16.4, so he goes first. So Sainz losing so much time in the first sector that he couldn't recoup it in the rest of the lap. And Albon now coming out. Oh, and Albon's gone on the grass. Oops, little bit of grass cutting there from Alex Albon, and even then he still goes only 9 tenths down, but he'll have to go again obviously. And 9 tenths is actually quite a lot in Formula 1 these days due to how close the field is. It's mental. People talk about Red Bull dominance, but the thing is, the field, I don't think the field's ever been closer than this before. I think it's like 1.3 seconds that separates the entire field, so one tiny little mistake and you, like Lando Norris just did there, where he oversteered a little bit, and you're going to lose so much time. But despite saying that, Lando goes first, but he is on softs. So at the moment, the order is Norris first on soft tyres, and then it is Leclerc on the mediums. And now we get a replay of Albon's little bit of grass cutting. And yeah, that's pretty clear cut there from Albon. I'll go and turn the volume down on that. Actually, no, I'll turn the volume down on mine, and then I can sort of hear both, and then I'll turn the volume up on this. There we go. Okay, so yeah, at the moment, Norris is first, just under 3 tenths ahead of Leclerc, and then it's Ocon, 4.5 tenths back on softs, then it's Hamilton, Stroll, both on softs, and then Sainz on the mediums, and then Magnussen, Gasly, and Hulkenberg on softs. Verstappen currently on a lap, purple first sector, probably a purple second sector as well. Perez goes only second, so he hasn't been able to get out on track, of course. As Verstappen a 10.5 up on Norris heading into the final sector. I think he'll gain a bit more time in the final sector. Of course, Norris had that oversteer moment, so Verstappen's probably going to end up 2 or 3 tenths ahead here, out of virtue of Norris's little escapade. As Verstappen comes out of the final corner, and look how planted that Red Bull is. It's ridiculous how well planted that is. And actually, he didn't actually gain that much in the last sector. And as soon as Verstappen sets his time, Oscar Piastri's now gone purple. So I think Lando's got a bit more in the tank left, I think, anyway. Plus, Oscar's looking mega quick right now. And he's come across, I think it's Daniel Ricciardo there. And he's heading out of the second sector, and he's still up on Verstappen. He heads into the Variante Alta chicane and heading down towards the final couple of corners. He's still up on his time, and he's had a very good lap so far. So absolutely fair play to Oscar. I think he's going to go first here. He's going to go ahead of Verstappen, although whether you're first or you're 15th, it doesn't matter, just as long as you're through. But he does go first, just a tiny bit ahead of Verstappen. And none of his sectors are purple anymore, so I don't know who's setting purple sectors, but somebody is, because it just said greens for him when he had a purple first sector. And this is a replay of Verstappen and going over the Variante Alta chicane, hitting them curbs, and I mean, Perez made one tiny little mistake and it cost him dearly. So you got to be careful over those chicanes. They are absolutely deadly. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and check I've got all the corner names right. Yeah, Variante Alta is the name of that chicane. I was just checking I got it right. But yeah, here comes Pierre Gasly heading out of Tamburello and into the... Oh, I've accidentally closed. Have I? Oh no, I haven't. Gasly heading in towards Tosa now. And he's already 2.5 tenths down on Piastri's time, which shows how quick the McLaren is. And Oscar will be looking at that. Obviously, he's still in the car, but he'll be hearing that, and he'll be hearing Gasly's so far down on him, and he'll be thinking, he made the right decision joining McLaren. But we had a yellow flag for a second there, don't know what's going on. But Fernando Alonso has been able to get on circuit, so that's good for him. That's good for his qualifying. I think he's about a second down. And Gasly's actually set a purple middle sector, so maybe my mind has changed. But as soon as he sets a purple sector, another driver's gone and beat him in the middle sector. I don't know who it is, but we've got a lot of green and purple times coming through at the moment. It's like a multicolored escapade of colors as Sainz goes up to third with a 116, just off Piastri. So I suppose the difference isn't as huge as we thought it was between the two sets of tyres. Here comes Hamilton, and Leclerc's gone fifth now as Hamilton comes out of the final corner, and he's going to set a 1 minute 16.46. And at the moment in the knockout zone, we have the two Williams cars, although Sargent and his time deleted and Albon's not had a time yet, as well as Joe, Hulkenberg and Alonso, but Alonso is on an outlap, so we will see what he can do as the first runs come to an end. And here's a replay of Logan Sargent and why he doesn't have a time on the board yet. And I think it was him that made the mistake. Yes, it was. So you had a snap of, I think it was understeer heading into the Villeneuve chicane, the fast Villeneuve chicane, and as a result he had an issue. Norris is now first. He's just set a fastest time with a 1 minute 15.915. So at the moment we've got two drivers in the 1 minute 15s, and that's the two McLarens. Everybody else in the 1 minute 16s, I think anyway. And oh, Alonso's gone off again. Oh, and that Aston Martin's really been struggling this weekend, and I think he might have. Hopefully he's no damage to the floor for his sake, because that really must have been a sore ride there for the two-time champion. And I thought he'd spun again there, but no, it was just the way the camera was angled. So Alonso very lucky he didn't crash there. And we've had a couple drivers going off now around about that part of the circuit. Of course, Sargent a couple minutes ago, and now Alonso. Not the same corner. Of course, Alonso's coming out of Tamburello, and this is a replay. So he's going down the main straight, heading into the first couple of corners. He heads into turns 1 and 2, and his whole run is just, I can see what's happened there. So he's gone a tiny bit too deep, and as a result, his entire, if you're going through a complex of corners and you get a bad entrance or a bad exit, then your entire run through there is going to be compromised. And with Alonso through Tamburello, if that happens to you, you are screwed. So he ran a little bit too deep, went too much on the curb, and as a result he ran wide heading into the third corner of that complex. And as a result, he ended up getting on the grass. Norris surprisingly first, although this is Q1, so no worries. I mean, who knows? Who knows what will happen in the last few minutes? I mean, we've not really got anybody out on track at the moment. In fact, the only two drivers that are out on track, the only driver that is out on track is Alex Albon. Everybody else is in the pits, so he's basically running all by himself. He's got the track to himself, and he's got the focus of every single person that's watching, because of course the attendance I've got here, 78,000, all 78,000 people, and plus the people that live in their houses nearby watching him, plus the millions that are watching around the world on him. As here comes Albon heading into the Villeneuve chicane. Pretty good run through there, and he sets a not very great first sector time. He's 2.5 tenths down as he heads in and out of Tosa, and heading up to the chicane at, the fast left at Piratella. He goes through Piratella, and now he's going to head towards Acque Minerale, the double right-hander, and he gets into the brakes through there. Very, very good run through there, and now we will see his second sector split time, and it's a 10th up on Kevin Magnussen, who is currently the target for him to beat in the dropout zone. Through he goes, through the chicane at Variante Alta, and now he's going to head into the triple, well, it's technically a triple right-hander, technically a triple corner, a double left-hander at Ravazza, heading out the final corner now. And what is Albon's time going to be? It's going to be a 1:16, of course, but what's it going to be? It's going to be a 1:16.5, a very good last sector there, because he was only about a tenth up on Magnussen, but by the end he managed to get it up to 3.5 tenths, so well done there to Alex Albon. Here's a replay of Lando Norris, of course, the session leader. And he had blue flags, and oh, that's not the thing that they were focusing on. The thing they were focusing on was how high he went because of the curbs, and those sausage curbs are very dangerous. Hi, Emilia. Hello, Emilia. Currently watching F1 qualifying. As here's Fernando Alonso, who's 17th at the moment. So the order currently is Sargent in last because he's not set a time yet. Joe Hulkenberg, Alonso Magnussen, Ricardo Bottas, Hamilton Albon, Ocon Stroll, Perez Tsunoda, Russell Leclerc, Gasly, who's doing a very good job for Alpine. Then it's Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, and Piastri, and everybody is on softs apart from the Ferrari drivers. As here comes Alonso through Tosa. He is less than a tenth down on Ricardo's time, and I think he's already aborted his lap, but I don't know. I think he has. And Aston Martin fans might just want to start getting a little bit concerned here over what's going on with Alonso. What are your predictions? I think McLaren might get a pole. I genuinely think Oscar Piastri might get pole. Or even Norris, or even the Ferraris. I genuinely think this is the closest it's been this season in terms of a fight. As here comes Joe coming into Tosa. Not Tosa, Tosa. Turn number 7 on the circuit. The fast sort of 90... Is it 90 degree? Oh, it's like that. 180 degree. Is it 180 degree? I didn't even know. I think it's 180 degree. 180 degree hairpin. And now heading out of Acqui Minerale and into Variante Alta, the very high chicane in terms of sausage curbs. Those sausage curbs are deadly and they can do a lot of damage to your body if you ride them the wrong way. Back pains and all sorts. Just ask Gabby Eaton about that at Kota a few years back in W Series. But here comes Joe coming out the final corner now as Ocon goes 9th and gets himself ahead of Perez. I think I'll skip this song now because it's been going on for long enough. Now we hadn't to give him a cloud. Anyway, Nico Hulkenberg's setting a really good time so far, and he's going to set a purple middle sector. And here he comes heading out of the final corner. Nah, I'm not going to go with the memes. And Nico Hulkenberg goes first. What a time from Nico Hulkenberg. That man. Wow. I'm going to go back to this because this is better. This is way better. It's repeated over and over again, but still, what a lap from Nico Hulkenberg. And Fernando Alonso is out of qualifying. Fernando Alonso is out of qualifying because he's in the pits. He's last on the grid at the moment, and he's not going to set a time. So Fernando Alonso is going to be starting last for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. This is crazy. So a man who was, fighting for podiums even towards the end of last season is not even out of Q1. So, I mean, I'm not surprised because people were saying that he might not even, make it out in time for qualifying because of the damage sustained on his car in an incident in practice. But here comes Ricardo. He's up to 7th. Yuki Tsunoda in 10th at the moment. Charles Leclerc in 8th, and they're all trying to one-up each other. At the moment, though, in the knockout zone, Kevin Magnussen, who is out, Fernando Alonso, who is out, and it's going to be Joe, Sargent, and Bottas at the moment who are in the drop zone. As here comes Charles Leclerc coming out at the last corner. He doesn't need to improve. Joe is out as well because he's now into the pits. And Charles Leclerc goes up to 2nd, only a tiny bit down on Verstappen on medium tyres, which shows the pace of the Ferrari because they're not even on the fastest set of tyres, and yet they are still pretty competitive. And Alonso's the 5 that are out in Q1 in Imola are going to be Alonso, Magnussen, Joe. Hang on a second, I'm just doing something quickly. So Alonso, Magnussen, Joe, Sargent, and Bottas are out in Q1. So I'll just go and quickly do that, and I will be able to get this up for you guys. Hang on. Oh. Hang on a sec, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Yeah, okay, right. And 3, 2, 1. Where is it? Where is that? Where is that? I'm trying. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Boom! Out in Q1. We've got an out in Q1 graphic, guys. Woohoo! So yes, these are the guys who are out in Q1. Valtteri Bottas, Logan Sargent, Joe Guan Yu, Kevin Magnussen, and Fernando Alonso. So they're going to be starting in the back 5 positions on the grid. And thus the back 2 and a bit rows of the grid. 2.5 rows of the grid. Nearly 3, of course. But this is going to be... Q2 is going to be interesting because both Alpines are through. Haas is through. A Williams is through. Both the V-Carbs are. And so is Stroll. And I think they're going to be the contenders to be knocked out in Q2. But what are you guys' thoughts so far? Anything shocking to you guys? I mean, I'm not really surprised that Alonso's out because he did have a little incident in practice 3, which was only an hour and a bit ago, hour and a half ago. And as a result, he didn't really have the car and the setup to be able to actually perform well, which is a surprise. Because Alonso doesn't make mistakes very often, but this one was costly. And I wonder if he's just going to sort of start thinking in his mind if it was a good idea to stay with Aston Martin until the end of 26. I wonder if he'll think that, if he thinks Aston Martin is a team that can get him that win, that 33rd win. And Magnussen is livid with one of the McLarens. I don't know which McLaren it was, but that McLaren's gotten his way on his lap, and he thinks anyway that the reason why he might have gotten knocked out was because of that McLaren, and I think it was Oscar Piastri, but I'm not sure if it was. But absolutely livid is Kevin Magnussen, and he's got a right to be livid because he's been knocked out in Q1, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. Whether or not that's because of what happened, I don't know. But what I do know is that it really wasn't a very good of the McLaren to block him like that. So yeah, I'm just sort of fixing something right now. Hang on. I'm trying to work something out right now, guys, so give me a sec. Why is it like that? Trying to remember how you... Yeah, okay. Right. There we go. Okay. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just gonna go and do something quickly. If I can. In here. Can I not? Trying to find a way to edit the thumbnail. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out a way to edit the thumbnail, so bear with me a sec. How do I do that? Surely you'd think there'd be an easy way to do it. Maybe go in here? I don't know if it'll come up or not. Is it gonna show? Okay, yeah, here we go. Right, I think I should be able to sort it. No, it's just like that. Oh, that's annoying. Why is it like that? I'm really annoyed right now. I'm a bit confused as well. I'm trying to sort out the thumbnail and it's acting out on me at the moment. Hang on a second. No, I don't want to do that. How do I... Okay. How do I No, I don't want the aspect ratio to be maintained. Right, bear with me a sec. Screw it, it's fine like it is at the moment. Right, anyway, Q2 has begun. Let me just go and quickly get back to the stream. There we go. Okay, Q2 has begun. And I will go in loop. There we go, that's good. And then we switch back to this. Yay. I don't know why the... Make that bigger. Hang on. I need to wait for it to come up on screen again. Why is it like that? There we go. That's better. There we go. And then for the third one, I need to do the same thing 3 times. It's annoying. Nope. Too big. There we go. That's better. Okay. So now... Q2, George Russell currently starting his time, and 50.3 so far in his lap. Lewis Hamilton just behind him in tow. They're going to be hoping to get both cars into Q3 because they've not had a very good season so far, and on some occasions they've not even managed to get into Q3. Hamilton very close to Russell's time, 50.4. I'm going to move this a bit closer if I can. I think it's the closest I can get it. So yeah, Russell 16.2, Hamilton, that's his benchmark, and everybody else's benchmark because he's the first to set a time. Here comes Hamilton across line. He's going to go a little bit quicker, just a tiny bit quicker, 1:16.197, so 0.03 quicker than his teammate, which shows how close the two Mercedes cars are. Albon goes 7/10 slower than them. He's basically out of the equation for Q3 unless a miracle happens. Verstappen currently on his time, he has set a purple first sector, and you can expect him to set a purple second as well as he heads through 49.8, so he's a good half a second up on the Mercedes cars, and he's still got another sector to go, so he's probably going to set himself a 1:15.5 or 6. By the look of things anyway, he's looking very quick as he heads out of the last couple of corners at Ravazza, and Verstappen's going to set a 1:15.3. Oh, that's a good time. Now this is when Verstappen lays down the law. He's laying down the law with everybody else, and he's saying, "Come and get me. This is the best I can do. How about you guys?" And Perez doesn't even go half a second within that, which shows, or just about half a second within that, which just shows the pace of Verstappen over one lap here. But there are his main contenders, the Scuderia Ferraris. The pace of Verstappen. Okay, I was just checking the audio was working on the stream. Hang on. So yes, the main rivals for Verstappen this weekend, the Ferraris and the McLarens. Let's see what they can pull off here in qualifying. I will be fascinated to see how these guys can do, because they were quicker than Verstappen in practice, but practice isn't everything, as you guys find out in Formula 1 if you've watched the sport for a while, or if you are realising it now, having watched it for a little bit. But here comes the two Ferraris coming out of the final corner to begin their lap times, and Leclerc starts his lap, as does... No, Sainz starts his lap, sorry. And Leclerc's coming out of Ravazza now, but here's Sainz on board with him. and he's coming through the first chicane at Tamburello, 100 miles an hour through the left, through the right, through the left again, and now onto the sort of mini straight before the Villeneuve chicane, 160 miles an hour when he initially makes contact with the first curb, and he's 10th and a half down on Verstappen already. He's got a lot to work on over the course of this lap as he heads out of toast at 150, 160, 170 miles an hour as he heads in towards Acque Minerale now, after going through the Piratella fast left-hander. Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc both within about a tenth of Verstappen in the first sector, as here comes Sainz and he's 3/10 down on Verstappen, which shows how quick Verstappen's pace has been, or the lack of pace that Sainz has at the moment, because Oscar Piastri is within that time from Verstappen. So this is going to get very spicy. Sainz has got to gain a little bit of time through Piratella. And I mean a little bit of time, I mean half a second on Verstappen through Piratella to even have a chance of being anywhere near his time. I don't even know if he's going to beat Perez, and he does, but only just by about a tenth. Piastri and Leclerc very close to Sainz's lap time. Are they going to, Verstappen's lap time, and are they going to beat it? Piastri doesn't. He's only a tiny bit down. Will Charles Leclerc beat his time? Yes, he does. So this is going to get very spicy now, because now we've got two drivers who are now contending with Verstappen here, and Norris looks to make it 3 drivers, because he's now going to come out the last corner and he's going to set a 115, but it's a little bit further down than those two. He's much closer than Sainz is though. So far the main pattern is that it's going to be a battle between Leclerc, the 2 McLarens, and Verstappen for pole. But wait, we've not finished yet, because Yuki Tsunoda has now gone second, only a tiny bit down on Leclerc's time. So imagine if Yuki was fighting for pole against the they call it the sister team, but really, I mean, it's the daddy and the child kind of team. That's the connection with those two. It's not a sister team at all. It's a parent and a child team. And Yuki gained a lot of his time in the first sector of the track, which is quite interesting to note. Let's see if I can move that down anymore. Oh, I can. Good. Ah, there we go. Chillin'. Killin'. So yeah, it's looking quite interesting at the moment. I've got a bit of a weird posture. I've got like a Danny Aaron's posture. But yeah, it's looking very interesting at the moment, because at the moment in the knockout zone is Albon, who we expect to not get through. It'd be quite a miracle if he did get through. The 2 Alpines, again, it'd be quite surprising if they got through. But interestingly enough, Stroll and Russell. Stroll you can expect, but Russell. And the reason for that is because both the V-Carbs and the Haas are in Q3 as it stands. Ricciardo in 8th, Hülkenberg in 9th, and Yuki Tsunoda in 2nd. And Yuki's doing a brilliant job. He's up there with the front runners. He's up there fighting for pole at the moment, although we are in Q2 still. So we've got a bit of time where it's just sort of, it's lulled a bit, everybody's sort of calm. And then there's Alex Albon, who's out running in the gap. It worked for him last time. I don't think it'll work this time though, because the gap is a little bit, probably a little bit too much. It's a second and a half between Leclerc. Oh jeez. Leclerc and Stroll, 1.578 to be exact in seconds. And Albon's just a little bit behind Stroll. I don't know what his time is exactly, because he's a little bit, he's on an outlap, so you can't see what his time is until after he started his lap. So I'll let you know what the gap is between Leclerc and Albon in a sec. But at the moment, what we do know is who's in Q1, as you guys can see at the bottom of the screen. Bottas, Sargent, Zhou, Magnussen, and Alonso. I'm a one-man team over here, so I'm doing my very best with the equipment that I've got. So yeah, Albon's still in his outlap, and there's Lance Stroll, who's currently 7/10 down on Hamilton, who's in 10th. So a very big gap to close between Hamilton and Stroll. And Albon's 7/10 down on Hamilton, and about a second and a half down by proxy of Leclerc. So it's only a second and a half separating the whole field, which is quite crazy. And it looks like it's going to be a tiny bit less, because in the first sector, here comes Albon coming out of the Villeneuve chicane now. Albon sets a 23.970, so he's looking pretty good through the first sector. And as I say that, here comes the man who he's trying to beat, Lewis Hamilton, who of course is joining Ferrari, as they quickly show the camera at Ferrari, which is a bit cheeky. But there's Albon heading out of the Acque Minerale section of the circuit, and he sets a decent time in the second sector. He's only a tiny bit down on Hamilton, so if he can just improve a tiny bit, then he could potentially get ahead of Hamilton. He needs to have a really good run through Ravazza though, in order for him to have a chance of doing so, because of course there is only really two corners in the final sector, and that's Ravazza, as here comes Albon coming out of the final corner, and he's going to come across the line, and he sets a 1 minute 16.200, and it's so close between Hamilton, Russell and Albon that Albon goes 12th despite being 0.003 seconds behind Hamilton. And James Vels is probably thinking, damn, that's close. Missed it by that much kind of thing. I mean, that's so close that you literally physically cannot see 0.003 seconds. You physically cannot see it. It's so quick, it's so close that you can't see it. Not even like nobody with Einstein's theory of relativity could see that. Because obviously everybody has different, experiences of speed, but nobody would be able to see that. Not even like somebody whose life is in slow motion would be able to see 0.003 seconds. Unless it was in super slow motion like this. Kind of thing. But yeah, everybody's on outlaps now, apart from Perez, Tsunoda, Verstappen, and Ocon, who started his lap. So here comes Lewis Hamilton coming out of the last corner. He's got to have a better time because he's got his teammates, as well as the Alpines and Stroll, sniffing down his back. And there's Russell, coming across the line to start his lap. And he's heading out of the first couple of corners at Tamburello. Of course, corner embarked in Formula 1 history for all the wrong reasons on the 1st of May 1994. And then heading into the Villeneuve chicane, another section which is sadly infamous in Formula 1 history as well. But here comes Russell out of Tosa, and that was on the 30th of April. And Russell and Hamilton are both setting green sectors. Hamilton only a tiny bit down on Leclerc. The funny thing is, though, is that Hamilton has lost more time in the first sector than Yuki has in the whole lap. Compared to Leclerc, and Yuki set his time several minutes ago when the track wasn't as rubbered in, because how it works is the more rubber that gets laid down, the more grippy the track gets. So as the session goes on, times are more likely to get quicker, unless of course it rains or there's a red flag or something happens like that. But here comes Russell coming out of the final corner now. His benchmark is a 1:16.197, which is only 0.03 seconds quicker than him. He goes quicker, 3.5 tenths down on Leclerc, and he goes about a second quicker. Hamilton follows him, only 6 thousandths behind, which shows how close the two of them are together. Hulkenberg now comes across the line. He goes up to 6th, as Stroll and Ricciardo also improving, as they are both in the knockout zone now. And it was a good call from Yuki Tsunoda to stay in the pits, because he doesn't need to go out. He is not needed to go out because he is safe, I'm pretty sure. Unless Stroll sets a miracle time here, and he comes out the last corner. I don't know if he went over the white line there or not, but he comes out the final corner. He only goes 13th, which is really poor for Aston Martin. 13th and last on the grid, as he is going to start at best 14th tomorrow, because of course Alex Albon has already done his time. Daniel Ricciardo goes up to 9th. Gasly and Ocon and Perez are in the drop zone now. And Sainz is in danger of being knocked out himself. Perez on a lap, he is down on his own time at the moment, which is not very good in the first sector. And Sainz is going to come across the line now, and he sets a 1 minute 15.5, and he sets a purple final sector to boot. and get himself through safely, as here comes Sergio Perez in the second sector. He is in 11th place and he needs to improve on his time. What we do know is that at least one of the Red Bull family is going to get knocked out, because Daniel Ricciardo is currently running in 10th and Perez is in 11th, so one of those two is going to end up getting knocked out. If Perez improves, Ricciardo's out, as Ocon doesn't improve, so he is now 12th. Gasly doesn't improve, so he is going to be 15th. Verstappen goes fastest, a 10th and a half ahead of Charles Leclerc, and Sergio Perez is now coming out to the final corner. He needs to improve by a 10th and a half to get himself through, and he's not! That is perfect timing with the music. Sergio Perez is out of qualifying in Q2, and that's nothing short of embarrassing. I mean, at least with Alonso, he's got an excuse of him crashing. But getting beaten by both V-carbs, come on, Checo. You've got to be doing better than that, son. You've got to be doing better than that. That is embarrassing. And let's see why he might have been knocked out. Nope, that's not to do with it. He had a really good run through the chicane. That's got nothing to do with it. But I'm just adding below everybody knocked out in qualifying so far. But yeah, that's just crazy. Like, that's ridiculous. The fact that Sergio Perez has been knocked out in qualifying. It's embarrassing. There's no other word to describe it. It is embarrassing. You know, he's got so much pressure on his shoulders, you know, having to perform for Red Bull and make sure that he's doing a good enough job as a number 2 to Verstappen, and yet he's been out-qualified by Daniel Ricciardo. That's only going to put more pressure on his shoulders, because now he's got Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda breathing down his neck for that Red Bull seat. And plus, to add to it, Daniel Ricciardo's under pressure because Liam Lawson's right on his neck for the V-carb seat. So it's in the Red Bull family, there's a lot of infighting going on at the moment. But now we've got 5 more people added out of qualifying, and that is the 5 that are at the bottom of your screen from 11th to 15th. Sergio Perez, shockingly, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, and Pierre Gasly. And then, of course, in Q1, knocked out was Bottas, Sargent, Zhou, Magnussen, and Alonso. So, there is that. But, what an interesting Q2 it was. And usually they have a couple of minutes until Q3. They usually have a couple of minutes of a break. So, yeah. And I have just looked on Twitter, and United are already 3-0 down against Chelsea. Come on. And they took the lead about 3 minutes in. Jesus, man. United women are embarrassing, honestly. We beat them in the FA Cup and then we go and get fucking battered by them. Nobody's watching right now, so I can swear. We're getting absolutely battered by them. United women's soccer. Right, let's just have a quick look. United women. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here it is. I'm glad I'm not watching that embarrassing rubbish. Honestly. Absolutely disgraceful. 3-0 and it's not even half time yet. Absolutely pathetic. But yeah, currently an ad break, so we are... And the even worse thing is it's at Old Trafford. It's at Old Trafford. And also, we need City to win the title because nobody likes Chelsea. Nobody wants Chelsea to win anything this year. So, yeah. Absolutely sucks. I just read something quite funny. But Perez in Q2 is actually embarrassing. Let's have a little look through Twitter. So one person says, oh, I'm gonna go move that up actually if I can. There we go. I'll go and read that as well. Okay, there we go. Rare giant elf from Fernando, Aston Martin dropping like a stone. And then Fernando Alonso's just said, qualified 19th. Whose time got delayed? Am I gonna have to edit this? Oh my days, am I gonna have to actually edit this? Who's... Right, I'm guessing right now that Joe got his time, not Joe, Sargent got his time deleted. I bet you right now Logan Sargent's had his time deleted. I bet you right now Sargent's had his time deleted. I bet you right now Sargent's had his time deleted. Let's see. Yeah, it was Sargent. See, I didn't even know, and I just knew it was going to be Sargent. It's just like... and now I have to change all of this. All of this. You're going to see two Joes for a second, and then two Magnusons, and then two Alonsos. I'm updating the order, so... Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, I've updated it now. So Alonso's no longer last on the grid. Hooray for Aston Martin fans. He's no longer last on the grid because Logan Sargent just totally just decided I'm not gonna do a lap that doesn't get invalidated. But yeah. Perez in Q2, sorry, is mental. I'm just reading through Twitter right now, guys, and it's hilarious. Oh my god, it's 4-0. Ah! I hate being a Man United women's fan. 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 Ah! I hate it. Oh, you just have to deal with it though. I mean, I knew we were gonna get battered, but yeah. Does the admin download the UK poll graphic though? Yes. Absolutely. Oh, De Zerbi's leaving Brighton. That's quite interesting. I'm sorry, I'm reading through Twitter at the moment because there's a lot going on in life. A lot is going on in life. And yeah, it's pretty depressing being a Man United women's fan. But anyway, Q3. Let's see who's going to get pole. I reckon, if I had to predict, I'd see the man that's on the screen right now, the man who won the last race, Lando Norris. And then Verstappen's going to just go and take pole by like 0.4 of a second. Pop, pop, pop. Surprisingly, no reverberation now. Don't know what was happening, but I was getting reverberation. I don't think you guys were, which was strange. But previous pole winners: Verstappen in 22, Hamilton in 21, and Bottas in 2020. Not forgetting, just casually. I'm gonna go the extra length now, and I'm gonna actually go and find who got pole in 2006, 2005, and 2004. Just out of the good of my own heart, and So the pole sitter for the 2006 San Marino Grand Prix was, I'm guessing it was Michael Schumacher. It was. And then 2005, I'm guessing it was Alonso or Schumacher. Kimi got pole in 2005? Nah, that's crazy. Anyway, back on task. Verstappen with 2 purple sectors. 49.479 in the middle sector. Norris goes a 10th quicker. Ooh! We got some crazy stuff going on right now, guys. We've got Verstappen purple in the first, Norris purple in the second. What's Oscar gonna do? Let's see what Oscar does. He's green in the first, but Verstappen goes fastest, 114.869. So first driver in the 14s, I'm pretty sure. Here comes Lando, 14.942, but he's just a little bit down on Verstappen because of how poor his first sector was. Oscar green in his first 2, and the Ferrari's green in the first as well. But the question is, can they gain what Norris couldn't in the final 2 sectors? Sainz sits exactly a 50, so he's down by about like half a second, I think. Sainz is out of contention for pole, in my opinion. He needs a miracle. Oscar comes across the line. He's 2 tenths down on Lando and 3 tenths down on Max Verstappen. Here comes Carlos Sainz coming at the last corner. What can El Smooth Operator do? Not much. He goes 2 tenths down on Piastri, 4 tenths down on Norris, and 7 tenths down on Verstappen. Leclerc goes just a little bit behind Norris. He fits himself in the gap between Norris and Piastri, and after the first run, there's Carlos Sainz's misses. I think, is that Charles' misses? I don't know if that is or not. Charles' girlfriend and Carlos's girlfriend. Carlos's girlfriend's actually from Crieff, so which is near where I live. I live in Perth in Scotland. So, in fact, that Crieff is in Perth. So, yeah. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton sets a 1:15.6. Not a very good lap at all. That puts him only in 8th. And you can predict, based on the fact that Ricciardo's not done a lap yet, that he's going to run in the gap, because I think he used an extra set of tyres, so he's only got 1 set available. But yeah, Verstappen was 2 tenths quicker in the first sector. That was monster. I would not be surprised if he doesn't beat that, honestly. That was a brilliant first sector from him. And Leclerc's going to be thinking a little bit to work on, but I've got the pace. But the question is which one of the 4 will take pole? Will it be the McLarens, or will it be Leclerc, or will it be Max Verstappen? Well, we're gonna find out in about 7 minutes' time, because the session ends in 6 minutes. So that doesn't make sense mathematically, but it does if you're an F1 fan. That's all I'm going to say. But now everybody's coming into the pits, and we're just gonna sort of just lo-fi chill for a little bit, you know. If the mood of the stream in the next couple of minutes was music, it would be Sun King by the Beatles. Para mucho, mi amore, felice corazón, Ceja Verdi. Ceja Verdi! It's actually Liverpudlian, it's not Spanish or Italian. Ceja Verdi! So Liverpudlian saying, eat carousel. But yeah, Leclerc 10.5 down on Verstappen at the moment. Norris 73 thousandths down on Verstappen. And we've got 5.5 minutes left, and everybody's in the pit lane. Oh, everybody's in the pit lane, just chilling. Everything is cool. Everything is good. Well, I mean, unless you're a Mercedes fan. If you're a Mercedes fan, then it sucks right now, because you're only 6th and 8th. So yeah. I just found out something crazy. If Ferrari didn't have a 1-2 at Indianapolis, Toyota would have finished 3rd in the Constructors in 2005. I need to make a short about that. I need to make a short about if Indianapolis didn't happen, Toyota would have finished 3rd in the standings and beaten Ferrari. And they say they were billionaire failures. I mean, they were, but, you know, they beat Ferrari one season, so... Yay! Where did they finish in 2009? Did they beat Ferrari in 09 as well? Or were Ferrari third in 09? I need to go and check that, actually. And I'll never go home again. Right, let's have a look. I'm gonna go and quickly have a look. Did they beat Ferrari in 09? No, they didn't. They finished 5th behind them. Only by 11 points. 11.5 points, to be fair. But, here we go. Final runs, folks. Final runs. I was wrong in predicting that Ricciardo would run in the gap. He's just gonna come out at the same time as the others are. 4 minutes to go. And everybody is beginning to head out onto the circuit. This is when it's gonna get exciting. I bet you right now, though, as soon as... Because nobody's watching right now. I bet you right now tomorrow there's gonna be like 5 or 6 people watching purely because Emilia's there. All by myself, it's boring. Emilia's here. More views. But yeah, it's quite funny that it's called the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I should call it live for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix with Emilia. That'd be quite funny. But yeah, the Mercedes car's heading out, and at the moment out on the circuit are Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, and Leclerc. The others swiftly making their way out onto the circuit, and all the Ferrari garage men are 10s. All of the McLaren men are 10s. All of the Red Bull men are shell, because Verstappen's probably going to end up getting pole. Nah, they're probably 10s as well. At the moment, actually, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, and Hamilton aren't out onto the circuit yet, so we're still waiting for them. Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, and Ricciardo are onto the circuit, and now joining them on the circuit is going to... Where the heck's Verstappen? Oh, he is out into the circuit. Okay, he must have been further ahead. But yeah, here come the McLarens. They're leaving it quite late. There's only 2 minutes left. They're leaving a bit late, aren't they? There's just about 2 minutes left, and they've only just... Both of them are only just coming out onto the circuit right about now. Piastri literally left the guard with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. There's Sainz's girlfriend thinking, please don't qualify 5th. Oh, that's my alarm from my meds. Hopefully I don't get claimed for that. Don't claim me, Fleetwood Mac. I literally... I bought the rights. I bought it on iTunes, okay? I use it as my ringtone. You guys are gonna get a tiny little cut of that. Come on. Come on. But yeah, here is Carlos Sainz. He has started his time. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can improve or get himself into that fight. I don't think he will, because he needs to gain half a second. So here he comes, heading out of the Villeneuve chicane, and he is already 3/10 down. Well done, Carlos. Woo! Woo! 3/10 down already. Well done. Although, with that being said, Charles 2.5 down. No. You guys need to gain Sainz needs to gain like 7 tenths, and Leclerc needs to gain like 4 or 5 to even have a chance to get in pole. No, 2. Sorry, 2 in the last 2 sectors. Sainz is still improving, but he's still nowhere near them. Oh, Leclerc set a purple. He's still 2 tenths down, but he's still quite close. So could he get himself in contention here? I mean, Sainz is gonna improve. I don't think he's not gonna be on course for pole. Leclerc needs a good final sector. I don't think Verstappen's gonna improve. How is Verstappen improving on his own time? That man is an alien. The guy's 2 tenths up, and then he just goes and pulls out another 10th or so. And Leclerc is a 10th down. Norris and Verstappen and Piastri are the ones battling for pole position now. Norris setting a green sector, not a purple though. Verstappen needs to improve in this middle and final sector to give himself a proper chance of pole position here. And he has done so. He's pulled another 10.5 out in the middle sector. And meanwhile, Lando Norris is coming out of that section, and he is a 10.5, nearly 2 tenths down. So he needs to hope Verstappen makes a serious mistake and he has a much better final sector, because otherwise it will be Verstappen on pole. And whoa, Verstappen has a little moment coming out the last corner there, and he's going to go and improve by a tenth and a bit. Oscar Piastri though is still there, although he does need to gain 2 tenths in the final sector. Lando Norris goes 91 thousandths down. I think Oscar could get pole here. If Oscar has a good enough final sector, I think Oscar could get pole here. Oh no, he's had an oversteer moment. I don't think he's going to get it. Go on, Oscar. Go on. Oh, 74 thousandths. So Verstappen is on pole, but it was very close. And that was a very good qualifying session. And I think if Oscar didn't have that oversteer in the last couple of corners, he would have gotten pole there. But you could say the same thing about Verstappen, because he did get a little bit squirrely. But that was qualifying for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. I need to go and revise now because I've got an exam on Tuesday. So bye guys.